Hi everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 2 of my reading vlog where I try and read 30 books in 30 days in the month of July. My previous video was days 1 to 10 where we did in fact read all 10 books, so we're on track to read all 30 books this month. And today's video is going to be another 10-day long reading vlog, days 11 to 20, and hopefully we'll read another 10 books or maybe even more. If we can get ahead, that would be amazing. So today is obviously July the 11th, day 11 of this challenge and day 1 of this video, and I am going to be reading The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I got this book from a charity shop and I've been really excited to read it. I have heard mixed reviews, but it does sound like something I would enjoy, even if some people wouldn't. I don't really know anything about it, other than I know it's a romance between a living person and a ghost, I'm pretty sure. And it's a ghost writer and her dead editor, I think. I'm not really too sure, but today this is what I'm going to be reading. I'm gonna get started. I read the first chapter and it sounds interesting so far, but we haven't met the ghost yet, so I'm excited to see when that happens. And I'll talk to you when I'm finished with this book to let you know my rating and let you know my thoughts and if I recommend. So I just finished The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston and I'm going to rate it 3.5 stars. The first half was a bit slow and kind of boring, but the second half really made up for it. I loved how it ended because I honestly could not see a way that this book was going to end happily, and I'm very glad that it did get a happy ending. I really enjoyed the way the second half of the book was written. I loved the topic of grief and the conversations about love and loss, and how whilst death is obviously a very sad thing, there are happy elements that you can find in it if you think of things in a different perspective, I guess. So I'm rating it 3.5 stars for the second half. It would have been higher if the first half was a bit more fast-paced, but I enjoyed it in the end. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to be in the mood to read tomorrow because, as always, I'm a mood reader to my core, and if I plan on reading something tomorrow, there's no way I'm actually going to read it because my brain will just say no in the next 12 hours. So I'm going to give myself the rest of the day and then I will pick out tomorrow's read in the morning. So it is day 12 of this challenge and I just finished the book I'm reading for today. It was very short, so I just kind of sat and read it before I updated you guys, and that book is For a Divergent collection by Veronica Roth. This is short stories from For's perspective in the Divergent series. I think 3 of them were from his time before the Divergent series takes place, and then there was a story about when Triss joined, so about halfway through book 1 of the Divergent series, and then there were some bonus scenes throughout the books in the Divergent series. And I'm gonna rate this 3 stars. It was a fun and quick read, but I never really rate novellas or short story collections too high because you can't get too sucked into the world when it's so short, especially because I have read this so far after reading the Divergent series that I'm not in that world anymore, so it was fun to read from another character's perspective, but it wasn't anything amazing. I would recommend reading this after you've read the Divergent series, but probably not too long after, to the point where you're disconnected from the world, because you can't really get sucked back in when it's a lot of different short stories. So I'm rating it 3 stars. It was good, wasn't amazing. Next up, I'm not sure what I'm going to read tomorrow, but I really want to finally start the Addicted Calloway series. So there's a high chance that tomorrow's book will be Addicted to You, Addicted for Now. What is the first book? I don't know what the name of it is, but there's a high chance that tomorrow's book will be that one. Good morning. It is day 13 of this challenge, and I was right. Today's book is going to be Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. It is finally happening. I'm finally starting the series that has been... I've wanted to read this for like 3 years, but I've been too intimidated because the hype around this series is so high, and I'm scared I'm not going to get the same feeling that everyone else does. But I'm finally convinced I need to start Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And this is going to be day 13. I'm so excited. I am going to go get started with this and probably, hopefully, like it enough to just sit and binge the whole thing. I just finished Addicted to You. 5 stars. 5 stars. I'd give it 100 if I could. This was so good. I loved it so much. I loved the friendships. I love all the people that we've just been introduced to that I know get their own books. I'm so excited. I'm so annoyed because this whole challenge, I'm trying to just read books off my physical TBR, but I only have the first 3 books. So I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to stop this series for like 2 weeks in a couple days. I don't know if I can do it. I need more. I need more. Every time I make these updates, I have wet hair, but we're going to go with it. So it is day 14 of this challenge, and I just finished my 14th book, Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I started it last night, and then this morning literally sat in my unmade bed as usual and finished this book. Guess what I'm rating it? 5 stars. Of course, are we even surprised? This book was so good. I loved that we got to see more of the other sisters. I'm so excited for their books now as well. I loved the character development in all aspects of this book, and I loved that the characters are learning to help themselves so they can help each other too. So good. I would love to just read the next book in the series, but I'm gonna take a break from this series for a couple days because the 3rd book, Addicted for Now, it's the last physical book of the series I have, and I'm trying to make this challenge all physical books off my TBR, so I don't want to read it now because then all I'm gonna want to do is carry on with the series, but I don't have the books. So we're gonna take a break for a little bit from this series, and then I'll probably come back to it towards the end of the month so that I don't have too long to go till this challenge is over and I can binge read the rest on my Kindle. The book I want to read for my 15th book is a big one, so I'm gonna get a head start and probably start it this afternoon. It is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. Look at those sprayed edges. It's stunning. It's so pretty. It is thick though. It's fantasy, Greek mythology, and I heard it was sapphic. How did I not know this sooner? Bumped straight up on my TBR. We're reading it today. Hello. It's day 15. Last night I got to chapter 33 of Lies We Sing to the Sea. So I am just over halfway. I'm on page 263, and this book is so good. There's Greek gods, I think there's going to end up being a love triangle, but it's not there at the moment. It's sapphic, and it is so good. There's fantasy, there's romance, there's Greek mythology. What more could you need? You know what I could need? For them to stop banging. So my plans for today are to finish this book, so that is what I'm gonna do, and then hopefully when I talk to you next I will have finished this book and the banging will have stopped so you can actually hear me. Wow, this cover is very reflective. Next day, day 16, I did not actually end up finishing Lies We Sing to the Sea. I'm almost done. Where did I get to? I have less than 100 pages left. I just did not quite finish it. So this is the first time I haven't finished a whole book in a day. And I'm kind of struggling because I am busy today. So I don't know how I'm gonna be able to finish this book and read a whole nother one. And I'm also out of focus, which does not help. So I guess, like I did say in the beginning, if I get behind, it is fine, because as long as I have read 30 books by day 30, it's all good. I can always read 2 books in one day if needed, because I'm busy today and I don't think I'm going to be able to read a book in a bit. But plans are finish Lies We Sing to the Sea first, and then I guess I'll get back to you with my rating, and we will try and pick out the shortest book on my TBR to see if we can get today's book read. Oh my goodness, that book was so good. I just finished Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood, and I'm rating it 5 stars. We've had 3 5-star books in a row. This book is sapphic, it's got Greek mythology, it's got death, it's got prophecies, it's got heartbreak. That ending did have me shedding a tear or two. I know I cry easily at books, but listen, it was sad, okay? It was heartbreaking, but so beautiful. It's written beautifully, it's told beautifully, it's a beautiful, heartbreaking story, and I would recommend it so much. I can't believe this was the first Illumicrate book I ever got, I think, and it's been like 5 months. Why did I not read this sooner? The plan is, I think I'm gonna read Conviction by Jack Jordan today because I love his writing. This was sent to me by Tandem Collective, and Do No Harm was sent to me by Tandem Collective, which is another Jack Jordan book, about a year ago, and I read that book in one sitting. It was so good, and this is kind of a similar premise. I haven't read others by him, but Do No Harm was very similar, where she was a surgeon and she was asked to make the surgery go wrong and kill the guy on the table, basically, and it was blackmail. And I'm so excited to see what decision this character makes. So hopefully I'll be able to read this whole thing today. I do have the audiobook of it, so if I do end up not having enough time to sit and read, I can always listen to it. Oh. So it is now day 17. Last night I finished Conviction by Jack Jordan, and I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars. It was a really good thriller with a load of plot twists, and there was always something going on. It kept me entertained the whole way through. The only reason it wasn't 5 stars is because I could guess some of the plot twists. I don't know whether that's because it was a bit predictable or because I've read Jack Jordan before, so I kind of know the way the plot twists go in his books. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend if you were looking for a thriller, particularly a legal thriller, because the main woman in this is a lawyer. So today I want to read More Perfect by Temi O. This is another book that was sent to me by Tandem Collective, and it is very big. It's nearly 600 pages, so I've been very intimidated to start it. But this challenge is all about me trying to read books on my physical TBR that intimidate me. So this is the one we're reading today. Like I said, nearly 600 pages. It's going to take me a while, and it's also sci-fi, which confuses me very easily because I am not smart enough to understand it. So I have a feeling I'm going to get quite confused, but the premise sounds really interesting. It's set in the future where our brains get put online, basically. By having an implant in us, and it sounds terrifying. So I am gonna get reading More Perfect by Temi O. Again, thanks to Tandem Collective for sending it to me, and I will talk to you when I have finished it to let you know my thoughts. So I just finished More Perfect by Temi O, and I think I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. The ending was so bittersweet because I guess overall it was a happy ending, but it was also sad, and I don't know, The only reason it's not 5 stars is because I get confused by science fiction, which is not the book's fault. It's just my lack of intelligence. So I couldn't rate it 5 stars because I did get quite confused at some points. But overall, I would definitely recommend. It's set in the future, but not too distant of a future. And it was kind of creepy because who knows if this could end up being our lives in a few years. I won't tell you what happens. But it was really, really good. There's sadness, there's love, there's loss, there's grief, there's a revolution. And it was really, really good. I would definitely recommend. Whenever I'm holding my camera, I never know which hand to hold it on. So you keep seeing me swap it. Anyway, today is day 18. And the book I want to read today is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is a pretty short book because I'm quite busy today and I don't know. I can't believe I haven't read it yet, so I need to finally read it. I haven't finished this book yet, but I'm on chapter 21 and I'm already crying and I'm too scared. I'm so scared for how this is gonna end because we just got to what I thought was gonna be the saddest bit, but we're not at the end yet. Oh my god, this book is so sad. It's breaking my heart. I knew it was gonna be sad, but oh my god. Okay, I did it. I finished it. I finished The Fault in Our Stars. I've cried way too many times on the internet for me to get teary-eyed again. So I've given myself a little while before I film this update. I'm going to rate this book 4 stars. It was so heartbreaking and sad and wonderful. There were just some cringy moments. That's why I didn't rate it 5 stars. But this book is so sweet and so heartbreaking in so many ways. And although the ending was very, very sad, it also had, I guess, a lighter note, which I can't tell you because it will spoil it. But it wasn't quite as bleak as I thought going into it. It was bleak, don't get me wrong. Definitely recommend. Check trigger warnings. It's 2 terminally ill kids falling in love. So, the trigger warnings that you'd think would come with that. But as always, story graph, link below. I don't know what I'm going to be in the mood to read tomorrow, but I'm going out all day. So let's hope it's something that I can either listen to or that I can start at midnight. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow when I decide what I'm going to read for the day. It's day 19. I haven't read anything yet today and I'm about to go out. So I'm going to bring my Kindle with me, which I have The Dead Zone downloaded, which I might start, but there's no way I'll finish that in a day. So I don't think I'm gonna make much progress on that one. And I also really want to read Twisted Love. So if I get any reading done, I'm gonna start one of those books while I'm out, and that will be the book for the day. If I don't get any reading done, then I will talk to you when I get home, and we'll probably have to find an audiobook. Because I would really like to sleep tonight and I don't want to stay up till 5 AM finishing a book for today. Okay, I'm home and surprise, surprise, didn't read anything while I was out. So it's like 8 PM and I have a whole book to read, which is going to be interesting. What I think I kind of want to do is, I have the audiobook of The Family Upstairs. I've already read it, but I rated it 5 stars. And I read it years ago and the sequel's out, so I want to reread the first one so that I can read the second one. I know all the books were going to be off my physical TBR, but it's a physical book even though it's not my TBR, so I think I might read that, but I'm not sure. So I will update you tomorrow and let you know what I read this evening. It is now day 20, the last day of this video. And last night I read the whole of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This was a reread so I could read the sequel, and I did rate it 5 stars once again. I think this book is really, really good, but I think my rating also has quite a bit to do with this is one of the books that got me back into reading, so I felt that like nostalgic feeling while I was reading it. I really enjoyed it. Really dark, really twisted, really deep. Check trigger warnings, but really, really good. I love it so much. So today I am going to read the sequel, The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. This is one of those weird flappy covers that I don't know whether I like or not, but that's the whole reason I reread The Family Upstairs, so I could read the sequel. I have the audiobook, but I think I'm going to switch from reading the physical copy to listening to the audiobook because I don't have too much to do today. So I'm going to get this done, get it read, come back to you and let you know my rating, and then we will do a wrap up of all the books I read in this video. So I just finished The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. Literally sat and read it in one sitting. I know you probably think I read all these books in one sitting because I have to read a book a day, but I didn't even like pause to do anything. This was really good. It wasn't as good as the first one though, so I am going to rate it 4 stars, but it's still really good. I would recommend. Obviously you have to read the first one first, and I can't tell you anything about this book because you need to have read the first one, otherwise it would spoil the first one. So I have officially read 20 books in 20 days. We are on track to read 30 in 30, and I'm going to take you through the 10 books we read in this video and just remind you of what I rated them and whether I recommend them. Okay, let's talk about the books. So we started off the reading vlog with The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and I rated this one at 3.5 stars. It was fun and deep at the same time. Then we moved on to For, a Divergent collection by Veronica Roth. This is short stories from the Divergent series, and I rated it 3 stars. It was fun, but it wasn't amazing. However, then I read Addicted to You on day 13, found a new favourite series, and rated this 5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, if I could give it more, I definitely would. So good. Day 14, we read Ricochet by Kristen Becker-Ritchie, book 2 in the Addicted series, and I rated this one 5 stars as well. It was so good, so fun, so emotional, and I'm already attached to all the characters in all of these books. Next, I read Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. I'm going to show off this gorgeous Illumicrate edition once again. I rated this one 5 stars as well. It's sapphic, Greek mythology. I don't know what to tell you other than I loved it so much. I definitely recommend, and the ending broke my heart. And I read Conviction by Jack Jordan, which was sent to me by Tandem Collective, and I rated it 4 stars. This was a really good, really creepy legal thriller, and I definitely recommend. I read More Perfect by Temi O on day 17. This one 4 stars as well. This was sci-fi with romance in it, kind of dystopian, and the only reason it wasn't 5 stars was because I'm not smart enough to understand it, but thank you again to Tandem Collective for sending this to me as well. On day 18, I read The Fault in Our Stars by John Green and rated it 4 stars. It was deep, heartbreaking, romantic. It was just a little bit cringy because it was published in 2012 and some of the references were a bit outdated, but I really loved it. Please do check the trigger warnings for the book. Then day 19, I reread The Family Upstairs for the first time in a few years, and it still remains to be a 5-star read for me. So good, so dark, so deep. Check trigger warnings for this again. Oh, one of the craziest books that I've read still to this day. And lastly, I just finished The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell and rated it 4 stars. It was not as good as the first one, but I'd still definitely recommend this duology. And that is everything I read in this video. I've read a book every single day for the past 20 days, and I'm kind of going out of my mind, but I have 10 more days to do, so look out for part 3 of this little mini series I'm doing. It will probably be up next week because I have a couple of days before this video is going to go out. And I think that's everything I have to say to you. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more from me or you want to see part 3, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single Monday. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in another video. Bye!